Okay, guys, Nicholas Rosenberg here, Punching Back Podcast, downtown LA Arts District. We got Steve Villegas with us today. Much love, my boy.
Thanks for having me, man. Thanks.
Much love.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right, so born and raised in LA?
Yes, born and raised here in city of Boyle Heights. Yeah, so I see a lot of things going on, and especially now it's crazy. But yeah, born and raised here.
Okay, and what high school?
I went to Roosevelt High School.
Okay.
Yeah, Roosevelt High School. And then middle school was the one across the street, Hollenbeck.
Okay,
Yeah.
Hollenbeck.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, just been right here.
Right? And when you were growing up, did you ever foresee becoming an actor?
I was always into movies. I never thought acting was gonna be something that I was gonna get into. Although it was something that it was running through my mind. I mean, of course, as a kid, you just don't know how to get into it. And then I believe that's probably like the job of your parents. But they never put me into it. I think at one point they tried, but it was kind of like a little fraud thing. So we didn't have too much trust in that field anymore. So anyway, I kind of waited till I was 18 for me to see how to maneuver my way in through the acting game. So I started off doing background work at one point with Central Casting. And with that, I figured like, okay, maybe I could start networking, getting to know people and see what one person knows and if they might know something. I mean, it was just I was just going in there blindfolded, figuring things out. And I did meet a lot of people, made a lot of connections, and I continued with the background work until one day I did a film called, I think it was called Smartass, but I was playing a feature extra, which means I was next to one of the main characters, but I wasn't having any lines, right? So with that one, that's where I met a friend of mine. His name's Noel G. So I had like
shout out to Noel G.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Noel. So anyway, we were in a car and we had like a whole month together, because we were driving around. So I got to know him. He got to know me. We kind of just felt the vibe. And yeah, before you know it, I mean, everything just was solid, And one day he just introduced me to an agent, and that's all I needed was an agent. I did my first audition with my agent, and the first audition I did, I booked it. So that was pretty cool, And that was kind of like a good impression on my end for them to believe in me and then continue sending me auditions and stuff like that. But yeah, that's how I got started. And then from there, I just, things started coming around, like shows, like big.
What was your first speaking role?
My first speaking role was a show. Well, it was a show or series, but turned into a movie. It's called High and Mighty, I believe. I never seen the movie, but it was just my first audition that I got. I killed the lines. I did it. I never seen it, but yeah, it was High and Mighty. And then from there, I got a couple of other shows that I was able to book. But the main ones that got me out there were the show On My Block.
Yeah,
It's on Netflix, and then SWAT, which is also on Netflix. It started on CBS, but then it went to Netflix now. And those have been the main ones that kind of got me out there where, now I'm fortunate to be able to do like meet and greets, sign photos, sell things and sell merch and stuff like that. So yeah, no, it's been a blessing, man. And I can't complain about it. It was a good stretch, and that stretch turned into a continuation of being able to do like I said, the meet and greets, right? But yeah, no, it's good, man. And then continuing to do to move forward, I've done shows like there was another one called Deputy. It was also on Fox.
That's with David Ayer, right?
Yes, yeah, David Ayer. I think I filmed out there in Albuquerque, and we made it look like it was LA. But yeah, it was out there in Albuquerque. I had a good little trip out there. I was out there for about a week, and did my scenes, came back home, and back to reality. On to the next one. And yeah, there was a lot more other ones, man. But those have been the main ones: SWAT and On My Block.
Tell me about your character in On My Block.
On My Block, pretty much a gang member. I go by the name of Sad Eyes on that show. So I was the opening scene to the show, which was pretty exciting. I didn't know it was going to become a big deal at first because, again, it was just a new show on Netflix called On My Block. And for it to be the way it turned out to be, I mean, man, it made an impact on these kids, and it was a big show. I mean, I got kids, they were into it. I go to Six Flags, kids recognize me. I mean, it's crazy. But My character, yeah, pretty much a gang member. I guess you could say I was like a third brother to one of the main, to one of the main characters. So he had a brother, and then I was real close to that brother, and then that kind of became like a you know, I guess brotherhood, friendship type of thing. So I was pretty much there, but I was that character that will come in and out from every season. Also, I wasn't able to do much because I was also on SWAT.
Okay.
So, when I wasn't doing SWAT, I was doing On My Block. When I wasn't doing On My Block, I was doing SWAT. So the characters were kind of similar, except on SWAT, it was more of a, I want to say more of like a mature, grown up, thuggish. On My Block, I'm more like with the kids, more like in high school and stuff like that. But yeah, they're pretty much the same characters, but just a little slight difference of the maturity of the character. But yeah, no, the characters were cool. I mean, they didn't make me out like bad guy either, but not so much of a good guy. So, and then on SWAT as well, I came in as a bad guy, kind of
Okay.
turned into like a good guy, then started helping out SWAT. And then, I mean, yeah, the SWAT just became a whole different story with that, because I came in I thought I was gonna be on one episode, but whatever performance, how I did it on the first episode, they liked what they liked, and they continued bringing me on to other seasons, a lot more episodes, and yeah, it just became like real close with the cast members, pretty much like family. And the stretch has been pretty long, man. I mean, it's still going. I mean, it's been canceled and it's uncanceled, canceled and then uncanceled. So I think this is the third time it was canceled, but then it got uncanceled, and it's gonna be like a spin-off now.
Oh.
So
How many seasons for SWAT?
for SWAT that I've been on season 2, 3, 5, and 6. And if I want to count episodes, I want to say like a good 10, 12 episodes.
That's awesome,
yeah.
bro.
No, I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
A pound to that.
Yeah, no, it's been a good stretch and a wonderful experience. And again, that's something that's gonna be living forever, And then I think as a kid, I kind of realized like, damn, I see movies where, there's artists that have passed away, but their films they continue going, So I figured like, okay, cool. Hopefully one day I can get to that point where I can be forever, regardless if I were to ever pass away. At least there's a show that my kids can still see, and maybe they can introduce their kids. Hey, that was your grandpa, whatever, right? But yeah, no, I mean it's cool.
That sounds like you're thinking about your legacy.
Yeah.
What's
much.
the Steve Villegas legacy like?
Right. Yeah, as far as I can go, man. I mean, it's been a journey so far, and yeah, I'm just trying to I want to say trying to keep up with the time, the change of time, because I know social media has a big thing now. You have to have a large following and stuff like that for the most part, because I've seen a lot of films where they're influencers now. They're just.
You mean the actors?
Yeah,
are
the actors are influencers now. So, I mean, it's a numbers game now. And I see that, and it's kind of like, I mean, it's cool, but it's not cool, because for the ones that put in this work into going to acting classes and stuff like that, and for them not to consider like the talent to be like, okay, cool, the talent, it's more like, okay, and what's your numbers on social media though? So it's a little funny, I mean, it's, again, I had to maneuver with everything, the change of time, and see where it goes. I'm pretty much big on the fitness, so I'm gonna try to start getting into more on the social media side on that, and see where it takes me, man. I mean, just to also motivate people, and I know the fitness world is a big platform, so we'll see what I do with that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: going back to your LA experience, how did you survive the streets?
Well, I mean, there's always going to be, activity outside, gang activity and stuff like that. And, growing up, I was around the gangs and stuff like that. I wasn't so much involved in it, but being in high school or even after high school, I would, go out and just hang around with them. I didn't really understand that world until I think I saw a friend of mine show up at school. And this was in middle school. He showed up in school, just messed up from the face. Very swollen, his eyes swollen, eyes shut. And he got caught, I guess, slipping out in the streets. at a bus stop, and yeah, they beat him with like crowbars and everything
Wow.
like that. Yeah. So he showed up that way, and then the teacher was asking him like, "Hey, what happened to you?" Of course, he gave the excuse, you know, like, "Oh, I fell off on my skateboard and shit." But he's all gangstered out, you know. But it's funny because he said skateboard and shit. We all knew that he's not into skateboard. But anyway, yeah, I saw that, and I'm like, "Damn, that's pretty messed up, man." So I started thinking about that. I'm like, "Damn, like, it's not worth it, you know. It's not worth the what gangs claim, what gangs stand for." I mean, that's my opinion, right? I don't think it's worth it because honestly, if you really think about it very deeply into it, you're really just dying for these words that you're writing up on the wall that don't mean anything. The streets that you claim that they're yours, they're really not yours. As you can see, look what's happening right now. They're kicking people out of their own, you know, neighborhoods and stuff like that. So again, at the end of the day, like, yeah, the government, whatever, they're gonna have power over the people. So you dying for a neighborhood, killing each other, I never thought that was worth it. So good thing I kind of caught that at an early age before I got into like a gang or considered getting into a gang, because again, it wasn't worth it, you know. And I've seen people that have died, you know, but again, over a name, over a street gang, over just dumb shit. Like, I mean, that's just dumb. To me, it was dumb, right? So again, I never enjoyed the gang for that reason, you know. But I also see, you know, a certain point of view as well, because I mean, if you don't, like, I was fortunate to have my family around, you know, and they kind of telling me what's right from wrong and stuff like that, right? And I know a lot of kids out there didn't have that father figure, or they didn't have parents at all, so they had no choice and no option but to just be around with the homeboys and stuff like that, where they're able to get, you know, the love and the support, or, you know, just they're just looking for some sort of like maybe just a brother or something like that, you know. And if they get close to that, of course you're gonna eventually just stick around, and eventually it becomes a gang, and yeah, you really don't have an option but to just run with that because you have no parents, no father figure, no brother, no family. Some kids out there are homeless now, and their only option is like, let me take a chance to just join a gang and maybe make some money selling drugs, whatever. I mean, I get it, you know. But again, it wasn't for me because, again, I was fortunate to have my parents still around. Even though they were separated, they were still around. But I was kind of like a hardhead at school, you know, so I would do my own thing. I'll ditch, you know, with these gang members, and, you know, risking my life being in a neighborhood that I'm not supposed to be in, you know, maybe getting killed, and I'm not even part of a gang, but just because I'm with the gang member, I'm going to get it too, you know? So, but yeah, I mean, I do a lot of stuff like that. But I tried, you know, I was up and down, up and down. But other than that, man, I mean, it's just, I never joined the gang, but I've seen it all. I've seen a lot. I've seen crazy stuff.
So you kind of ran with the homies a little bit.
Yeah, you could say that, you know. Until I got into high school, it was just a little more like, okay, I was distancing myself and getting myself more into like sports, you know. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Were you? How tall are you?
I'm 6'2".
So did you play basketball?
Yeah, that was pretty much my favorite sport, basketball. So I got more into like the basketball scene. I never got into a team at school because of my grades. So there was also a youth center, Hollenbeck Youth Center out there on, I believe it's First Street. So at the Hollenbeck Youth Center, I will go, and after school, I'll just walk it, you know. That's when I started getting into the basketball teams and stuff like that. And then I would work out there too. So my mindset was a little different, but I was still around with gangs a little bit, you know. So I've always been cool with gangs, and I never had an issue. Of course, if they see you dressed a certain way, they'll hit you up and ask where you're from, whatever. But if I ain't from nowhere, I'm like, hey, man, I don't bang your shit, man. So, and that's it. Everything's cool. And as of today, man, I mean, I'm cool with everybody. I mean, the respect is there. I mean, I respect them, they respect me, and I don't have a problem walking out anywhere, you know. Just gotta respect, and that's it. But I know there's a lot of hotheads out there too that might envy you, might be jealous of you, whatever. Especially now being in the industry that I'm in. I mean, you just don't know what to expect anymore. Your closest friend could be like your enemy, and you don't even know it, right? But anyway, yeah, I got into basketball, into weights, into lifting weights, of fitness, and just kind of stuck with that, you know.
Right.
And got into that, and then yeah, just waited till I graduated, man. Shit, you know. But yeah, growing up in LA, you see a lot of things, man, you know, and it's, if you either run with it or you don't, or you think about it or you don't, and you just run. I mean, it's crazy. You got to have a strong mindset, you know, because there is a lot of weak-minded people that will just do it just because they want to look cool, or they want to think it's, I need my backup. They can't handle it themselves, whatever. It's just, they might need the gang, whatever it may be. Everybody has their own little journey. Everyone has their own little thoughts of, reasoning of why they're gonna do it or what. But yeah, luckily I was able to just think about it twice before I made any decisions.
Now, from your first speaking role, you've also been in some independent films, right?
Yes, I've been in a couple of independent films. I think my first one was Slipping Into Darkness. So that one did win an award a while back. I think it was 2020. It won an award, and we flew out to. No, wait, that wasn't that one. Oh no, I'm sorry. That one was somewhere else. Well, anyway, we won an award, and from HBO. So HBO awarded us for our film to be shown for 2 years on the HBO platform.
Oh, wow.
So that was pretty exciting, you know. It was I think the best action short or something like that. But anyway, it was pretty nice to have a show that you did or independently did get on HBO, which is a big platform. So social media being around, I was able to promote that. So it got a lot of views, it got a lot of attention. Sadly, since it was 2020, we weren't able to do so much of like events, networking events. So that kind of killed the continuation for that, because I mean, it would have gotten bigger even then, but because of 2020, nobody was coming out, nobody was able to be close to each other. So unfortunately, it just didn't happen that way. But we did get the award for that, and it got on HBO for a good 2 years. People were loving it, they were feeling it. We were excited. And yeah, man, it was pretty good. And then we continued doing another one called In Broad Daylight. So this has to do with the corruption of the sheriff department, and them being into like their own little secret gangs and recruiting, rookies. And so it was kind of like I was playing the rookie. Well, I was trying to do, the good thing as a cop, whatever.
Now, you sent me that. I saw that.
Yeah, you
one,
saw
right?
it. Yeah. So,
yeah, it was good work.
No, thanks. I appreciate it, man. Yeah. No, yeah, we put in we put the work in, man. Like, I mean, we don't treat it so much like just a independent student film. We treat it like an actual film, because that's what's gonna be presented to, producers and stuff like that. And if they see like, oh, wow, this is pretty nice, they'll consider trying to make it into like a feature film, So then, yeah, no, it was pretty good, man. I mean, I played a rookie sheriff guy, kind of barely coming in, being in a cop car with a corrupted cop. It's kind of like a training day, but in uniform. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to give out the story, because I think I'm gonna be putting it out there pretty soon. I'm not sure how they're gonna run this, but yeah, just so that people could see it. A lot of people were able to see it though. I think it was out there for a little bit. But yeah, no, just independent films are pretty good to work on and to just get your experience. If you want to get into acting, you want to start off with, student films or short films like that, it's a good way to get that experience,
What would you say your most emotional role has been?
Emotional role? I want to say there was an emotional episode on SWAT where I had to, I guess, kind of get into my feelings a little bit, because something happens to my brother after letting the cops know, the SWAT members know, like, hey, this can't happen. It's very dangerous. You can get in trouble. And I trusted them. I worked something out with them. I helped them capture a guy, whatever. And between that, helping them do that, they were gonna release my brother from jail. But it was like a time, like I was running with time, right? Because there was people inside jail that knew me, that knew that my brother was gonna come out, so they're gonna stop that from happening. So when that happened on the show, it comes back to me finding out what had happened, and they told me about it. I really had to kind of like dig in a little bit deep into my soul, myself, to try to, because I haven't had a brother or anybody, close to me pass away like that. So, but I guess just from like I guess experience from watching other films, you know, I kind of was able to get a little bit more of a feel like, okay, I mean, I know how I feel. I know the feeling of, you know, losing somebody, but that close to you is a little different, you know? So you really, really have to, even if I felt a certain way, I would have to put a little bit more into it because it is my brother that, you know, what had happened to him on the show. So I really got into it, and they kind of let me play with it, man. Like, I mean, I was able to get a little loud, get a little crazy, and talk shit to the cops, like, yo, because of you, you know, whatever, kick a chair, whatever, flip something over, like, and that just gets me a little bit more excited because that's also my way to let out, I guess, you know, certain, I guess, certain emotions that I have personally, you know, since I can't do it, you know, in person.
Right. Okay.
Get in trouble or whatever, at least I could let it out in on the show, right? So I kind of took advantage of that. I'm like, okay, cool. They're letting me get a little crazy. All right, that's what's up. So yeah, man, when that happened, the show, I mean, I got into my feelings with that, with my emotions, and yeah, my reaction was cool. I mean, I let it out. You know, I kicked a chair. I think I threw a chair or something like that, but I still stayed in character, and I used that to kind of show them that, you know, this is some real acting shit, right? So they liked it. But again, I mean, you could say it was acting, but then again, it wasn't because it's something that I needed to let out, right? But I mean, on film, it looks like, oh my God, this guy knows how to act. Like, they don't know if I'm really feeling like what I'm feeling, right? But I mean, performing that on screen and for the world to see, it's pretty nice. And I got compliments on that certain episode. And yeah, pretty much, you know, I'm just like, okay, no, thanks, man. And I explained to them, like, you know, the acting game, and, you know, sometimes you gotta use certain emotions or certain situations that you've gone through in real life and kind of implement that onto the show. You know, it works out. It helps you work things out for the acting game. You know, because I mean, it's hard, man. I can't even explain because a lot of people will probably say something different, you know? They'll probably be like, oh, go to acting class, you know, this and that, which I'm not knocking down on acting classes, but the instructor might not know the streets. So how is he going to teach you how to act when he's never been in the streets, you know? But you've been in the streets. You've seen certain things. You've seen this. You've seen that. So you can use that, whatever it is that you've grew up with or seen, whatever you learn, use that and use that to your ability to use on screen. So, but see, you caught that on like with real life. You can't really catch that from like an instructor that hasn't really lived that lifestyle or been out in the streets. He's just an acting coach or acting, you know. But again, there's a lot of them that have been through that, and they probably can teach you. But the majority of them, I don't think in Hollywood, you know, instructors really know that side. So you would have to either, you know, capture certain things from the instructor, but also use what you've been through in real life, and that'll help you, you know. And again, I've used all that, you know, throughout my career as an actor, like whatever it is that I've gone through, or, you know, anything, even personal life, even family problems, kids, baby mama, girlfriends, whatever, you know. I just use that emotion, those facial expressions, in a timing manner, you know, when it's needed. And a little bit, I guess, from an instructor, you know, like, because again, I'm not a comedian. Maybe maybe an instructor can show me how to be a little funny, you know, maybe on the timing on comedy and stuff like that. Maybe that, yeah. But again, everything that I've played, these characters that I've played, have always been like drama, action, thug, whatever, you know, stereotypical stuff. You know, I don't think I needed that kind of instructions. You know, it's just I kind of used with whatever it is that I knew, and I ran with it, and that's how I booked my auditions, honestly, because I haven't taken any acting classes.
Right.
So,
Okay.
So I know I know back in the days it was like, you want to become an actor, that's what you got to do. Take some acting classes, get some sort of knowledge in it. Yes, that's true, but I mean, I guess I'm proof of like it doesn't have to be true, because I didn't take anything and I just kind of ran with everything that I knew, and I used it and I booked it. And that's how I got my audition with SWAT. I mean, I remember the audition process. It was in person. This was before the pandemic and everything. So when I went into the audition, I already knew my lines, right? And I felt like something was missing, you know. So I'm like, damn, I need to show something different, because I know there's going to be a lot of actors in there that are gonna be gang members. They're gonna be thugs, and they're gonna think they gotta be a certain way. And I know a lot of them are gonna come in a little brave, like, hey, what's up, man? What that? What's up, ese? Like, see, I don't speak that way. I don't talk that way. So I already know, like, a lot of them are gonna come in with that aggression. So they're all gonna be the same. I wanted to separate myself as still being that dangerous character that they have on this show, but more calm, because in reality, again, the calm ones are the most dangerous ones. The calm ones are the ones that make the orders, So on the script, I'm a leader of a gang. So I didn't want to go in there all hot-headed, So anyway, I go in there. I say my lines, but it's more like very calm, very chill. They're pretty much telling me, I think it was, they were just saying something about they just moved in, like we don't want no trouble, this and that. But I come in because they're moving into my neighborhood, and I'm pretty much telling them like, well, there's nothing to see here, Like, what do you want? You don't belong here. And then I think they're giving me their lines like, okay, well, again, we don't want no trouble. I'm like, look, my family's been in this block since 1969. We roll deep. We belong here. You don't, So I put in that facial expression. But again, on the audition room, I had added like a cigarette. So as I'm talking to the casting director, I'm like talking to them, like ignoring them like a cop. I mean, like a thug would ignore a cop, like, whatever, like probably turn away while they're talking to them as a sign of like disrespect, like you ain't shit to me. So anyway, I say my last lines. We belong here. You don't. You'll figure that out soon enough. And then I flicked the cigarette to the casting director. And I flicked it into her face. And she was a female, right? So I just flicked it to her, like, boom. And then I turned around. I gave her a dirty look, walked away. And then I was like, shit. I didn't, I fucked up. I actually threw something to her face. So I turned around and I'm like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Even though the scene was over, I wanted to apologize. I'm like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do this. She's like, no, don't worry about it. Oh my God, that was... Wow, that was pretty good. Like, that was pretty scary, the way you were looking at me, before you left. Is this your first time here? And I'm like, no, I've been here a couple of times, but I mean, I just felt like something was needed in this scene, They're like, no, thank you for coming in. That was perfect. Oh my God. Well, thank you for coming in, So again, I was happy that I just wanted to, my goal for the audition was just to deliver the lines the way I had it in my head. Very calm, very serious. Again, letting you know that the message here is that this is my neighborhood, not yours, So then, I was happy, And again, on to the next one. But I guess they liked me so much that I got missed calls from my agent the next morning, emails. And then I look at the phone. And I'm like, damn, that's a lot of calls. Like, whatever. I looked at my email. And they did send me a message saying that we would like Steve for the role of Marcos on SWAT. We loved his audition, whatever it was, right? So again, I already knew that before I called my agent. So I called my agent as if like I didn't know what was going on. So I called her. I'm like, oh, hey, what's up? I just woke up. Everything good? She's like, yeah, no, I don't know what you did at the audition for SWAT, but they love you and they want you to play the character as Marcos. I'm like, oh, damn, for real? That's cool. All right, that's what's up. Well, thank you. And then she's like, yeah, from this point on, they're going to be in touch with you and go from there. I'm like, okay, cool. So then once we hung up, I was like, fuck yeah, man. Now I was excited because I actually heard it from my agent. Like, yeah, they like you. You got it, blah, 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 whatever, right? So, yeah, I was jumping up and down, man. I was like, hell yeah, man. I knew I was going to, man, I knew it, man. I was going to get this shit, But again, I didn't give a shit, man. Like, and again, sometimes when you're in that mindset of, man, you don't give a shit, you don't give a fuck what people say or look at you or however they see you, and you just go for it and you just run with it, a lot of times that's when things happen for you, where you don't care what people think or what their opinion about you or anything. They could put you down as many as time as they want, whatever, but if you don't believe that or if that's not you, you continue what you got to do, and just keep pushing forward. And again, fuck what people say, fuck what people think. Their opinions don't matter to you, just put up a smile on their face as if nothing happened. It doesn't bother you, whatever, and you keep on moving forward, And with that mindset, I mean, yeah, a lot of things can happen, because a lot of people can also put you down, and pretty much say certain things about you. And again, you got to have a weak mind, you know, if you're going to believe that. And that can also distract you and could put you down. And it could pretty much fuck you up, you know. But again, if you don't give a shit, keep doing what you're doing, you're eventually going to make something happen for yourself, you know. So yeah, just have that mindset, bro. It's crazy.
Now, you also worked on The Tax Collector, right?
Yeah, I got on a tax collector. I was on that for the film. It's crazy. Even the audition was crazy too, because again, these things were new to me. And that wasn't even something that I was prepared for, because what happens to me is that I get my arm broken. I've never broken a bone in my body. Oh, actually I have, but that was my knuckle. But I've never broken like an arm or a leg or anything like that, right? So when I was reading the script, it said that I had to, I guess, react to that broken arm, because Shia LaBeouf, he's supposed to like break it like he would be breaking like a stick or something. So I'm like, damn, like, how do you fucking act to something like that? So I started looking at some films where something like that happened to like an actor, right? And I see their facial expressions, and pretty much that was my school right there. You know, watching movies was my school, and I just got to study it. And even now, like, since the beginning of me thinking about getting into acting, I was studying more of the movies. I know the audience kind of sees it as like, oh, it's a good story, this and that. I can see it that way too, but I also study like the expressions of the actors and stuff like that, because I know behind that there's a lot of people watching you, and they're just waiting for you to do your scene, whatever. So you're doing these things in front of people, but on camera, on movies, whatever, it's so cinematic where you feel like you're in it, and you see their facial expressions, whatever it is, you believe it, because at the moment they have the background music, you know, your emotions, all this stuff. But take that away is just, you know, in front of people. So me knowing that, I'm like, oh, that was pretty good. Hey, I'm gonna use that. So for Tax Collector, I forgot which one I saw, but I saw people's facial expressions when they get like a bone broken or whatever. So into the audition, I just went out loud, man. I didn't give a shit if my face looked stupid or if I looked like dumb, whatever it was, right? I just made facial expressions when he broke my arm, and I even added certain things, because on the audition as well, I had to pick up like this quarter after breaking my arm. They're making me pick up this quarter from the floor. So you're not just gonna have a broken arm and just try to pick it up, right? But you know, you're gonna eventually be like, how are you gonna pick up a quarter with a broken arm with your bones sticking out? Like, you're not gonna have no feeling in your hands. So then, as I'm picking up the quarter, I'm like, at the audition, I'm like shaking my hand like this, you know, it's like trying to pick it up, right? And then I finally get it, but again, my facial expressions were like, you know, whatever. And then I finally get it, and I get up, and I'm holding my hand, you know, because again, it's broken. And then I get slapped in the face, and then boom, whatever. And again, my facial expression was so different, right? It was kind of embarrassing a little bit, because I'm doing this in front of like, you know, just females and just people there, you know. But again, you got to get out of that zone and just be like, fuck it, fuck what they say, fuck what they think, like I just said earlier, right? Who cares what they think of you? They don't know you, whatever, right? So again, I did that. And I got a call back that I had to do this now in front of David Ayer. So I'm like, shit. I'm like, all right, damn, the pressure is on, you know? So I'm like, fuck it. But again, I'm going to just do the same thing, you know? They called me back for a reason, right? So then again, I did it in front of David Ayer. I think I went a little bit even more extra, just so you could see that I don't give a fuck, right? So I did it. And yeah, David, he's very calm. He doesn't really show any facial expressions. And I kind of know that, because I'm kind of like that as well. So, but I know what he's probably thinking, and, you know, whatever it is. But after I did my scene, he just looks at me. He's like, okay, cool. Well, you know the process. I'm like, yeah, okay. All right, cool. Well, thanks for having me. You know, like, I kind of just, well, thanks for having me. Appreciate you, whatever. And then I just left. But again, that the way he said that, I'm just like, I mean, you gotta take it as it comes, because I know a lot of people are probably expecting like, okay, so then did I get it? Did I not? Like, what? Say something, right? But since I understand that feeling, because that's the way I am sometimes, I get it, you know? Like, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. If not, it's not, you know? So I left, and then on to the next again. But then I get a phone call, and it was crazy, because I actually had a court date the next day. Yeah, so I was already like bummed out that I didn't hear nothing back. So I'm like driving all mad to like the court and shit, like, fuck, man, like nothing good's happening and shit. So I'm going to court, whatever. Then the thing, I got a call in the morning from my agent, and then she's like, David Ayer, I guess he wants you for the role of Trigger. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. That's what's up. I'm like, yeah, you did pretty good. So they want you. I'm like, okay, cool. So now that kind of made me a little bit more, I guess, happy. So now I was driving to court all like happy, like, all right, fuck it, I don't give a fuck. Whatever happens, happens, right? But I was happy that I got a role on the movie, right? So then, after that, we just went through the whole process of rehearsals and, training. I had my scenes with Shia LaBeouf. It was pretty cool, man. Experience with Shia, that he's been in the business for years, ever since I was a kid. He was a kid, same age, whatever, but he got into it a lot earlier than a lot of us. So he has experience. And then, my scenes were with him. And for during the rehearsal, it was kind of funny because, again, there's no props, there's no nothing. It's just a wall and a couple of things here and there, right? And so I guess I had to do the scenes with Shia LaBeouf, but again, it was a little off because I didn't know the timing. Like, of course, obviously, I'm not gonna get my arm broken, but if I'm gonna act to this, he's telling me close your eyes or look away and whatever. So I'm looking away, but I don't know what's he doing over here, right? So I don't know if he's gonna throw my arm, indicating that that's when it broke, or am I supposed to move it or whatever? So again, I don't know. So again, the first rehearsal was kind of off. We did everything, and he walked out the door, and then that was a scene. Then he comes back in, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I wasn't feeling that, man. I wasn't feeling it at all, And I was just like feeling like, fuck it, like, man, is he blaming me for this shit or what the fuck? Because I mean, I don't. We gotta, I guess, talk about it before we rehearse it again to see if I'm gonna move it or you're gonna throw my arm, indicating whatever." So I just said, "Fuck it. All right, we're gonna play this. We're gonna play a fucking game now. Like, I'm gonna move my own. I'm gonna fucking make my own decision to snap my arm away from his hand, right? So I'm taking control over this." So then we're doing the rehearsals, and now he gets my arm and he's about to break it. And I'm making my facial like, oh, whatever. And then I snatch it away from his arm, boom. And then that's where I kind of react to, like, that's where he broke it. So then that probably kind of got him off surprise too, because, again, we didn't talk about this. I just said I'm going to do it myself and whatever, right? So then, I get up and, everything just happened perfectly, right? He walked out the door again, and that was a scene. And then he comes back inside. Now he gives me the props, and he's like, "Hey, man, that was good. That was good. Now we're in business." I'm like, no, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. But again, you just kind of gotta just take over it yourself sometimes. You gotta prove yourself. They probably think that you're a rookie, whatever. And again, it just takes a rehearsal. It takes understanding to kind of just like, okay, this is how we're gonna do it. But if that's not gonna happen, if you don't have time to rehearse or not rehearse, talk it over before rehearsal, and just make it your own and just do what the fuck you gotta do, But just still stay in the scene, right? So then, anyway, after that, I mean, Shia LaBeouf was kind of cool. He gave me his respects, and, I've always given him the respect. Everything was cool. And then, being on set, everything was cool. Everything was dope, man. I mean, and with David Ayer on his films too, I mean, you gotta take it as it comes, because I was getting like slapped in the face like throughout the whole day. Like that scene, it took a whole day and night to shoot. So even though the hits were not as hard, but doing it for a very long time, all day, your jaw eventually gets kind of like sore and stiff, right? And I was even taking the slaps when they were not even shooting me; they were shooting the other characters, and I was still getting like slapped, and I was still reacting to it. Whatever, I didn't give a fuck again. So. But after that, the next day I was like, fuck, man, I couldn't even open my jaw and shit because I was like it was just messed up. So again, it was a whole day from like, excuse me, from like 9 a.m. to like like 10 p.m. at night. Getting slapped, fuck, that shit was fucking crazy. But doing all that, I think I had like 5-6 minutes of the scene. They only showed like 5 seconds of it on the movie. So I was like kind of bummed out. I'm like, God damn, like for real, I took all that shit just for 5 seconds? Like that was pretty fucked up, but it is what it is. He probably has like a director's edit maybe, where he added there, the scene. I think a friend of mine has sent me the scene that it was a deleted scene, and it was through YouTube. And I saw it. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. I mean, at least I got to see it. I wish I would have recorded it because I can't find it now. But yeah, I saw the whole scene and it looked pretty dope. You know, at the end of the day, I mean, at the end of the scene, I think they shoot me or something like that. But just the torture right there itself looked kind of like crazy. So again, it was a different way of acting. You know, I wasn't acting like a thug. I wasn't acting like whatever. I was acting more like fuck, I'm about to die and shit. You know, broken arm, facial expressions, everything was sweating, tearing up, whatever. But yeah, with David Ayer, it was cool, the tax collector. But yeah, only 5 seconds, man. But I wish it would have been longer because it was a good scene. It was a real.
Let me ask you this, because you've talked about facial expressions. Do you rehearse yourself in front of a mirror?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I have. Even it could be anything. It could be even giving attitude. Like you want to make sure it's not fake. Because I mean, I've seen a lot of movies that, oh my god, like you could tell that they're just like fake, like this. Not, I don't know, man. It's just, there's no. You gotta know this, you know. Like you could take acting classes too and all that stuff, but you also gotta know this because you can't just make facial expressions that don't even go with the scene or go with the acting, you know. Like it's just weird, or the facial expressions you could tell that they're trying too hard. You know, I've seen a lot of little films that it's almost like comedy, you know. But then whatever, you know, it ain't you, so don't worry about it. But you gotta make sure that's not you when it's time for you to actually do something like that, right? So yeah, I've done some facial expressions, you know, in front of the mirror or whatever, or when I'm acting, doing auditions. Now that it's self tape, I can just if I do the first one, and whatever it is that I do, facial expressions, before I do the second tape, I'll take a look at my scene to see where I messed up, where I could do better, where I look stupid, or wherever my facial expression was probably whack, whatever, you know. So then I take a look at it, and then I'm like, okay, cool, I'm not gonna do that on this one. So then I mean, but yeah, to answer your question, yeah, I either look at myself in front of the phone or the mirrors. Yeah, back in the days, yeah, I'll probably be the mirror thing, but yeah, you have to kind of just capture that because that's what you're gonna present. So a casting director or directors are gonna see that, or yeah, like I said, casting directors. But yeah, no, you gotta practice. You know, you gotta practice, or even just act with somebody else. You know, because you also want to feed off of their energy. You know, for SWAT, I think I remember I went into like a table read.
Okay.
But I still hadn't met the actors yet. So we're gonna do a table read, and again, it was my first table read. I'm like, damn, like, am I supposed to act here too, or just read it? You know? But I just said, fuck it. When I read my lines, I'm gonna look at the actor, and he was across from me, and that was our first time meeting too. So anyway, I'm reading my lines, and I'm looking at him, even though we're not acting, but I'm still staring at him down, and I'm looking at him, whatever. I wanted to give him that energy so he could give me. So then come to set, I gave him that same energy. Like, you know, whatever expression, whatever scene, the way the scene took place, I gave him that expression, and he feeds off of my energy of what I give him, and they feed off of me. Like, so after the scene was done, you know, he gave me, you know, my props. He's like, hey man, I want to say thank you, man, for just giving me that energy, like and being on point with stuff, you know, because there is a lot of actors where so you're trying to get their attention, like, hey, give me more, like, give me some more to work with, because, you know, but you gave me this energy where it's like, I love it, you know, and to this day, like, every time I see him, he's like, hey man, like with you, I've always enjoyed my scenes with you because they've always been like real, and you've always given me that energy, but you could turn it off right away when it's time for break time, when we're all friendly and cool, whatever, but then when it's time to go back on, boom, we're enemies now, right? So, yeah, no, just compliments like that, they also motivate me to be like, okay, cool, I guess I'm doing my job because I'm getting these compliments from an A-list actor. You know? So, again, it's a compliment. I take that in, you know. So it's yeah, it's cool, man. Like, I mean, I never thought I'd be part of it. I guess that's kind of like where I'm a little excited sometimes, where it's like, damn, I can't believe I gotten this far, and getting this far, I can't stop, you know. But again, a lot of the times I think about things now too, because social media has a big thing now. You know, it's not just about your talent, and you know, you don't see no more like Van Damme's or Arnold Schwarzenegger's or Sylvester Stallone's. Like you don't see those characters anymore. Like where they're the go-to characters. You know, now it's like anybody could just have one big movie, boom. The next couple of months they're just going down, or their decision could be to like run with it with social media or do something. Just you just gotta somehow maneuver this new way of life now with social media, because I mean, yeah, you could have one big thing, and if you don't run with it, you could just you could just be forgotten, and then who is this guy or who is this person, right? So again, if you get a good flick, good film, you gotta have a good team behind you and pretty much giving you good advice of what your next move should be, you know? So yeah, man, I mean, I think I'm just struggling with social media because I'm not too comfortable with showing, you know, I kind of force myself to like, okay, workout videos and stuff like that. But even that, like, it gets into my head where sometimes I don't even want to put it out there because I don't want to be looked at as like, oh, this fool's conceited or this fool thinks he's all that, whatever, right? But again, I got to get back to my old self and just be like, man, fuck what anybody thinks and shit. Like, I see a lot of people that shouldn't be acting so confident, but they're confident on social media. So I'm like, damn, man, like me, like I feel like I should be that way, you know? These people that sometimes like, they probably shouldn't be as confident because it's kind of funny, like it's just whatever. But if they can do it, I can do it type of thing, right? So I'm working on that. That's like a little struggle with me. Like, should I post? Should I do this? Should I post this? Should I do it today? Should I do it tomorrow? Like, I gotta get out of that mindset, man, because it's just, yeah, I gotta go with the change of times, you know?
Has the industry changed when you first started acting to now?
Oh yeah, no, most definitely. Sorry. Yeah, most definitely. And I had told my homie Noel, way before like the change started happening or it was gonna start to happen. I started telling him too. I'm like, hey man, I think the game's gonna change, man. Like I've been seeing a lot of like social media, you know, people fucking getting into the acting game now, and I feel like it's their numbers. Like, and he's like, nah, it's not gonna happen that way. Nah, it ain't gonna be that way, whatever. But unfortunately, it is that way now. Fast forward to a couple of years that have passed by, it's exactly what it is, you know? So there's a lot of influencers now, you know, whatever money they're making on social media, they're using that to invest in their own film now, you know, and to invest into whatever it is that they got to do to get into the film industry now. So now you see a lot of them becoming producers, directors, and again, they came through social media. So then, them being, you know, influencers, starting out from that, becoming directors, producers, stuff like that. That's the game. I mean, that's the transition I was telling my homie it's gonna become. You know, so now they're gonna become the directors. They're gonna become the producers. So either we somehow just get into the same momentum of, you know, social media and try to get the numbers up or whatever. Or we stay old school and just be like, hey, now we're talent, we're this, we're that. But honestly, talent ain't the main thing anymore, like it used to be. You know, so you could have talent as much. I mean, I've seen a lot of talent in everything, like a lot of talented artists, a lot of talented, you know, musicians, fighters, just a lot of talent, everything. But a lot of those talented people are not really getting not the fame, but well, yeah, you could say the fame or the attention they should be getting. I've seen a lot of rappers, a lot of everything, right? Where I see that they're talented, but man, I see like the people that are becoming like they're getting the fame and they're getting this, and my God, the rap game would have been a joke back in the day, you know, if they would have been putting that out there back in the, you know, the 90s, whatever. But it seems like now it's like the joke that would have been in the 90s has become the main thing now, the popular thing now, and the thing that was serious back then is not even paid attention to now. So people with good lyrics, with good, you know, just good verses on the rap game and everything like that, it's like it's not being really paid attention to nowadays. It's more like, man, anybody. I mean, these rappers nowadays, I mean, they just say whatever that comes out their mouth and shit, you know, and if it's funny and if it's popular, they're gonna run with it and they're gonna like you. And I mean, you could just look a certain way, and you're gonna be liked because of the popularity game, you know. So now again, it's a popularity game. It's not even a talent game anymore. I mean, I can't. I don't even listen to today's music because I just can't find anything that's cool. I mean, there's one thing here and there that's probably cool, but yeah, the majority of it, man, like I don't. I'm just thinking like, damn, man, this type of shit back then would have been like straight out trash, like made fun of, you know, if anything. But now it's like, I mean, it's glorified and shit, you know, and it's kind of stupid. Like to me, at least, you know, it's kind of dumb because, like, it's a circus. I see it as a circus. It's a joke, but it is what it is, man. I mean, if that's the way you make money now, I mean, fuck it. I guess everybody's gonna become a clown now, you know, to make money. But we'll see. We'll see how it turns out to be. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. The change of times is so different. It's so backwards, you know. It's and that's what I guess what I'm trying to say is that's what I'm kind of like trying to study, you know. But I would not lower myself to that point where I gotta become a clown now to get this popularity, you know. Like it is what it is, man. Like I mean, I guess I don't know. It is what it is.
What's next for Steve Villegas?
As of right now, my last thing that I did was a show called Bosch.
Oh,
Bosch,
yeah.
Legacy, yeah. So that aired a few months ago. Well, yeah, probably about 2 months ago. That aired. And right now it's just auditioning still, you know, doing all these auditions. I'm being busy a lot with like a lot of meet and greets. Like I'll be going to Sonoma this weekend, you know, for an event and do my thing over there, sign autographs and all that stuff. I got another one in I think in Arizona, then another one in Vegas, and then another one in LA actually. So I'm pretty much busy with that. And then in between that, yeah, auditioning and you know, trying to get into the whole I guess social media thing now, you know. So I'm in talks with my manager with that and see how we can work with this and what would be my main focus if I go into the social media route, which probably will be the fitness, you know,
right.
Motivational type of things, and just get creative with that, you know. Also with trying to get into more like the fighting scene with like with, you know, doing fighting scenes, you know, karate, all this stuff, you know. So I'm still able to move around. So I'm gonna get into all that stuff too. So it's a little bit of training of all that because we're planning to put like a film together that has to do with like fighting and, you know, all that choreography and stuff like that. And also I got that movie Splash City coming out. Should be coming out pretty soon this year. I play a detective on that. That's with the homie Burner.
Hey, shout out Burner.
Yeah, shout out Burner. And then my the director for that is Alex Ferrefino. He's my compadre. He directed that as well. Writer David Manzano. He was a writer for that. So then, yeah, we're just waiting for that. And let's see when the premiere happens. And yeah, when it happens, we'll let you guys know if you guys want to roll through and stuff like that, you know?
For sure.
Check it out. But yeah, I played detective. It was a good stretch. It was a good run. It was filmed out there in San Francisco. So I got to see, you know, the lifestyle of San Francisco and how they run things over there. So it was a cool little experience, you know. Had fun filming it. Met a lot of new homies out there. And yeah, it's just about networking now, you know, collaborating together and see what's next with that, you know. So hopefully with that film, whatever it does, we'll see what it continues to be, you know, because it was a good experience. It was a good film. There was great actors on it. And I just can't wait to see how the audience sees it, you know, because that's pretty much what you want to see is how the audience is going to view it. Because, you know, we could view it all we want, and we're going to be like, oh, that shit was bad. That shit looked dope. But you want to get the reactions from the audience.
Right.
Sorry.
Okay, guys. Nicholas Rosenberg here. We're wrapping it up. Steve Villegas. Find him on social media. Nicholas Rosenberg, punching back.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks.